Hey there! Thought I'd do a quick little video about a sequencing idea I had, so I guess we'll do this sequencing basics 2. And this is coming right off of this little practice session I just did and recorded. I'm testing my Zoom H4 Essentials that I have running right into my S24 through USB-C and being used as the primary, I guess, microphone to record all this in. So I hope it sounds good. I got it about a little bit further than this away from the bulls and where I'm talking. So the Zoom H4, just for your reference, is about, I don't know, 4.5 feet away from me and about another 1.25 of these away from the bull. So I think it should pick up. It sounded like it picked up on the video I just did, which actually got me making this video. Unfortunately, that video I just did doesn't have my face in it. I tried to adjust the camera to get the bulls in and get me and all of that. And when I did the test, it looked like it was going to be good. When I watched it on playback, it just gave me this much. And I don't know if anybody really wants to just watch my torso play singing bowls, but maybe I'll just put it up as a practice session. Anyway, from that practice session, got me going on talking a little bit about this, I guess, method, technique that I've been experimenting with. I am not going to claim I came up with it because universal consciousness and all that stuff, spirit just, I guess, guided me to try it this way. I can tell you that I came up with this based on some timing and direction things that came out of poi spinning and prop manipulation. So that's where this is coming from. So it's kind of a timing and like a direction thing. And I'll demonstrate it. I guess I'll talk about it, and then I'll kind of walk y'all through sort of what I'm doing, even though it's probably going to be fairly simple once you get the grasp of it. Couple things real quick. You want to make sure that the bulls that you're going to do this with are within easy reach for you to be able to do it. The other thing is you're going to want to make sure that the bulls are stable, so they're not going to start sliding around and slipping and sliding. I picked up a couple of these, I guess they're gaskets or flat, thick kind of O-rings that I'm messing with to see if they can help keep these bulls a little bit more stable on whatever surface I'm playing on. And that way I don't have to try to figure out how to do like Velcro or anything on the bottom of the bulls to get them to be stable. And then that minimizes picking them up to do the thing and then taking up both my hands so I can't do something else. So those are probably a couple of prerequisites. Well, you need one of these, so the mallet or inviter or whatever, and of course you'll need another striking utensil and maybe a little bit of practice, probably a lot of practice if you're not that coordinated, before you go out and actually try to do this during a live session. Although if that's the way you operate, by all means, have at it. But let's go ahead and kind of talk this through. So what it is basically I'm going to, and I shortened down the bowls again, just because I think that it's easy to demonstrate with less bowls than more. And it also demonstrates that you don't need a full set of 7 bowls to do the things that I'm talking about or to have a good sound bath. I kind of hammer that home a lot, but I think it's important that you guys understand that, you can do this with like 2 or 3 bowls. You can do it with maybe 4. You do have to kind of think about what bowl is going to be assigned to what kind of, I guess, task in a way. But that's probably normal with anything you'd be doing, right? Like, the bassist is assigned to play the bass, the drummer would be assigned to play the drums. You probably want your low bowls to do a certain thing or maybe be sectioned off. You want your higher bowls to maybe be somewhere else. You want them all kind of arranged so the ones next to the others sound good when you hit them in sequence or at the same time. Everything like that. Anyway, I think I'm getting a little bit rambly, but here's kind of what it is. I'm going to use this large bowl for demonstration purposes. Doesn't have to be a bowl this size, as long as you can get it to sing by running the mallet or inviter around the edge of it. I'm not really sure what a good term for that is, but I don't know what it is. Just it doesn't sound right to say like rimming or singing. I'm just going to maybe try singing from the rim. That might work better than anything else. So let me try to put that in my occipital Rolodex, and we'll go from there. So you need to figure out what bowl you want to be your singing bowl, the one that you're going to make sing by going around the rim singing bowl, I guess, or wherever. That needs to be in really comfortable reach for you. The next thing you need to do is figure out what the striking bowl would be. And for right now, just to show this off, I'm going to be using this one, which is the C note. So it'll be G and C. I have the A note here, and I also have the F note, and we might experiment with some of this here in a minute. But for right now, we're just going to focus on these two bowls. Okay? Let me see if I can get these a little bit closer together so you can kind of maybe see how it's going. I think this way would work for this. I could do a top down, but then I have to get a different tripod and whatever and figure out reach for the zoom. So the H4. So we're just going to do it like this. How it works is you get the bowl that you're going to do the singing on going. And then there's going to be a strike on the other bowl and then a count. And then a strike and then a count. So it would be like this. I'm going to use this mallet for the C. I'm going to get this one going. And, oh, wait, one more thing. You need to actually kind of label the directions of the bowl that you're going to make sing. So you're going to have, a top, a bottom, and then I guess, I'm not sure which way the camera would do it, but you'll have top, bottom, and then each side. So this is my left hand. I don't know if it's going to flip-flop in the camera. It probably will. But top, bottom, left, right. Okay, so you need to basically have that in your head. What's going to happen is you're going to get this bowl to sing. And I might mess this up trying to explain it and do it at the same time. But let's see where this goes. So you want to get the one bowl that you have, or one of the bowls you have assigned to make the singing going. And of course you can change this up. You can do a different bowl. But for just practicing and starting, do one that you can get to sing fairly easily. Okay? Now, every time it comes around, at the top is where you're going to start your count. So once it starts going, and some people might have an easier time getting it to go right off the rip. Other people may need to prime it a little bit with a tap and then get it going. However you need to do it. I don't really think that direction necessarily matters. It's whatever's going to be comfortable for you. Okay, so you have one hand going, making the one bowl sing. Every time you come across the top, that is your count. So when you come across, you're going to tap one of the other bowls, and then you're going to go around it, and at the top you're going to count, and then on the fourth top you're going to hit the note again, or the bowl again. So it would be something kind of like this. 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 you would strike it. Now I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3. On 4 you hit. Then you go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might have been a little loud, but again, I'm trying to do this and talk and think, and it can get a little bit crazy. And these mallets are easily able to overstrike a bowl. So hopefully that didn't get too loud. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. So you can do it just like that. You can do a sequence where you want like to highlight maybe one of these bowls that you like the sound of. So you would get that going, and maybe you would do 4 of those, right? And then do something else with that bowl, or if that's the way you want to stop. Now, the thing that I was saying about top, right, top, bottom, left, right, is you can change the sequencing up based on those sides. So if you wanted to, what you could do, and this kind of really only works if you don't have to pick the bowl up to do the singing, right? Because you use both your hands, and then you don't have a hand to do the striking. Fair enough? Okay. Glad you're coming with me on that. So you need to be able to make the bowl sing from the ground with one hand. Now, what you can do is you can pick a couple bowls, right? So let's just say once you get comfortable just doing top and then count to 4, top, count to 4, top, count to 4, you could keep going. It depends on how good your hand and your fingers and stuff feel. After about a session of about 4 of them, I'm kind of cramping up a little bit, so I need to do something else. But it's all at your comfort. Again, there's no real rules. You can just, you should probably make sure they sound good before you go out and play them in public for people, but you can play them however you want that makes them sound good for you and for the people you play for. But you can start this off and you can do it similar. So if I start this off, I'm just going to prime it to get it going. That failed horribly. Okay, we got it humming. So you would go 1, well, now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to keep going around, but the count's going to change. I'm going to go to the left and change the bowl. 1. So now that I'm on left, I counted 1 from the left. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you have more bowls, of course, right? You can kind of just work around those quadrants of the bowl if that's the way you want. You don't have to do it that way. You could do it where you could go just on the top. So that last way I did it, since I didn't have 2 or 3 different bowls in the mix, I could have just done from the top. But the thing I'm trying to convey here is you can layer that up on each of those 4, I guess, on the top, left, bottom, right, if you have enough bowls and if you feel like you're coordinated enough to do that. So then what would happen is you would get this going, and then you would do a top strike. You'd count to 4. On the 4th one around here, you would do the next note strike. Then you'd count 4 around that, and then at the bottom, you would do the next note strike, and you'd count to 4 around that, and then when you start over on the right, you do the next one. That's sort of the way I'm thinking this would go. I only have the 3 bowls plus the one I'm running around the rim making it sing, so I can try that. I haven't actually done that yet, but let's see how it works. I hope my fingers and stuff will cooperate for me to do this. My one ankle's starting to get a little bit stiff. Let me readjust here a little. Okay, so we're going to do this one around. When it comes up to top, I'm going to hit this note. I'm going to do a 4 count around. On the 4, I'm not going to strike the C note. I'm going to come to the left and strike the A note. Then I'm going to count 4 around, and then instead of hitting the A note again on the left side of the bowl, I'm going to hit this F bowl at the bottom. And then I'm going to go around 4 times. And then on the 4th time, since I only have the 3 bowls, I'm not going to do the right side. Or you could do the right side, but you could just do 4 around without anything on that and then jump up to this top one and go back to C. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to try it with the 3 bowls and see what it sounds like. Share it with you guys because I haven't done it yet. So I guess let's figure it out. All right, let's see if I can do this. I was going to say something else after let's see if I can do this, and my brain just totally blanked on me. So, all right, I really need a bigger, I need a bigger one of these things. So if any of you out there are watching and got a good recommendation or a spare one or something you might want to send me or want me to try it out and review it, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Okay, I got this going. Now we're going to start our count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left side. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skipping right. Going back to top of C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skipping top, left A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then of course you would do the right one if you had one to strike for right, or you could just go around 4 times and then restart the sequence, or you could even try to go and do it on maybe each rotation. I think that trying to go and do it, I mean, we can just try it. Why not? I think trying to do top strike and then right to the left strike and then right to the bottom strike might be a little too overwhelming. I would say at least do 1 pass around before you hit each one on each section of that. But we can try them both ways. We're all learning, right? I mean, this would be what I'd be doing. I'd just be sitting here not talking to the phone. I'd be talking to myself and doing this and playing this out anyway. So, you know, if you get something from this, very cool. I'm happy to have helped you out. All right, so let's try it this way. I don't know. I think that might be a little too much. I mean, you still would want to do it at a pace, right? Top, left, bottom, right. And maybe that sounds pretty good. And maybe a small dose. Maybe you just want to go around, I don't know, 1 time doing that. Maybe you'd want to go around, maybe you want to do it 4 times. I probably wouldn't do it any more than 3 or 4 times, though. That might get a little overwhelming for the people listening. But I think the better way that you would do it would be to do it in every rotation, or every rotation you would put it on the next, I guess, beat, on the next side. I suppose it's kind of like a beat. So we would do it would go like this. It would go, you get the singing, whichever note you want, and then at top, C, you go all the way around, and then when you come back around to left, you do A. You go all the way around. When you pass the left side and go to the bottom, you do F. And then maybe give it a second to breathe, or count 3 around the right. That doesn't have a bowl assigned to it. So there's 3, and now I'm going to do it without talking. That's it. That's it in a nutshell, pretty much. Just like the Ninja Turtles, I guess. Right? Yeah, okay. You're all old enough to follow along with me with that. Maybe you're young enough to too. I don't know. But it doesn't... I'm only using this larger bowl because it's heavy enough to where it's not going to shift around like maybe this A bowl does. If I try to get this A bowl to sing when it's on that little rubber washer, see, it's not quite the same. Like, I can get it to go. And it would be the exact same thing, right? So it doesn't matter. I could use this mallet on this deeper G bowl, and every time I go across this top part of the A, hit it. Just like that. Every time I went across the top of this A note, I'd hit this G bowl, this deeper bowl. Now, I guess there could be something to be said about the distance traveled around the bowl. Like, I have different size bowls, so like this larger G bowl, it takes longer to go around it, the amount of revolutions or rotations, than it takes for this A bowl. So that might also be something you want to consider too when you're trying to figure this whole kind of sequencing out. Is, you know, if I'm going to do this A bowl and I'm going to go around it, I'm going to go around it faster than I would on this G bowl. So maybe instead of every top I hit a note, because I'm going around it, you know, faster than this one, I might want to do it like every second around the top and then count it that way. I don't know. Let's try it. You know, this F note has been kind of neglected, so we'll do the you know what? Let's just try it like this. Let's just try the let's see what's this sound like here. All right, adjust a little, and we'll do the I think we'll do the F. We'll sing the F, and we'll strike the A. And we'll do that a couple times, and then I'll just flip-flop it, and I'll go around with the A, and I'll strike the F. And what I'm going to do, I think, to try this is I'm going to go around, and at the top, I'm going to strike. I'm going to go around one time, and then at the next top, I'll strike again. Again, I'm doing that because it's a shorter distance around, and we'll see what it does. I might need to go around this one or this one, you know, 4 times, 6 times. I don't know. That's some stuff you experiment with and figure out and play with, right? So let's see. Is this the striker I want to use? Sure. I might switch it up a little, but let's try it this way. Two, three, four. One, three, did the bottom. Doing a little bit of every other rotation there. All right. I think that is a long enough video for this little basics in sequencing, or sequencing basics, or whatever I'm going to call it. So I hope you found some information valuable. I hope there's some techniques or some things that spark your creativity and get you thinking about different ways to play your bowls as well. And if you like this video, as always, like it, comment if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to try to answer them for you. And subscribe. It really helps out the channel and the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff you hear in every single video. So until next time, friends, thank you for watching. Peace. Namaste. Got it.